Have your business growth quiz. Do it now. Why is that important? Well, if you're struggling in an area of your business and you don't know why it's working or not working, then go to businessgrowthquiz.me. It's a free quiz you'll take. It'll give you a report from me, which shows you which area of your business you need to focus on in order to correct things, make more money, and create wealth as well. If you need any help, just reach out to us. Welcome to the Business Wealth Show again. Today, I am with Amanda Kohal. So Amanda's all the way from Canada with us. I'm in the UK, obviously. Amanda, welcome to the Business and Wealth Show.
Thanks for having me.
You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Amanda, tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial background. What got you? Actually, before we do that, let me tell people, and you're going to get into more detail with us on this. Amanda is a digital strategist. She has a unique proprietary way to help people make more money from the internet, not just scrolling, not just posting pictures of your breakfast and lunch, but actually use it to generate income, money, and all that good stuff. Now, she has a very proprietary way we are going to discover in a moment. So stay tuned. If the internet's not working for you, if social media is not working for you, if Instagram, Facebook's not working for you right now, and you want to make more money from it, stay tuned. Listen to what Amanda has to say. Amanda, tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial background.
Yeah, so I've been in social media and marketing for just over 12 years now.
Long time.
Went to school for advertising, and even started marketing before I went to school. I've always kind of been into the digital space. I grew up with an engineer in the family, so was an early adopter of the internet, and just found it really fascinating how online communities were built. And then, fast forward to when social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook started advertising, how people really started to consume content and how people could make money from social media. I worked in corporate for a really long time.
How long did you work in corporate for? How long?
I don't even know how many years it was. Like, I guess not really long time, but 8, 9 years, 10 years
Yeah.
maybe. And it just, even from day one, I was like, this is not for me. How can I find a way to get as much experience as I possibly can? Because I really understood the value of that networking, and learning from other people and not just kind of being in my own head when it came to social and marketing. And how can I learn as much as I can and then go and do something for myself? I'm a little bit of a rule breaker, a rebel. I love to tinker around and test new methods. And it just really didn't suit the corporate environment, which is a lot about, playing the game and the politics, just to kind of move up as opposed to what and the projects that you execute on. So it was in 2020 that I finally quit my corporate job. I worked for a lot of IT companies in the space, which just further grew my knowledge of the internet, and building those online communities. But when the pandemic happened, that's when my business really started to take off. I took a look at my plan and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. I'm going to take the leap, and worst comes to worst, I'll just get another job.
Right.
So
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You quit your job. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty. You just have faith that it'll work out. If it doesn't, my fallback is I can always go to another job, but I'm going to go. What gave you the confidence to just go for it?
Things were really starting to pick up in my business. I had a membership, and was really building a community online, doing a lot of master classes. I love to teach as well. I also come from on my mom's side, a family of teachers. So it was just kind of naturally something that I gravitated towards. And I was like, I think I could do this. I always tell my husband, the day I stop believing in myself is when you need to worry. I'm like, but other than that, I will figure it out, no matter what that is. So that's kind of how I had the confidence. It got a little bit of momentum in my business. And I thought, let's just do this. We have no idea what's happening in the world right now. But on top of that, my husband and I decided to sell a bunch of our stuff, pack up our things, and move to Mexico. We
Oh,
were
wow.
living we were living in Toronto in a tiny condo, both trying to work from home, do calls, all that kind of stuff. And I said to him, I don't think I can do this all winter. Who knows how long we're going to be locked up?
True, true,
And
true.
in Canada, we were locked up, I think like
Uh-huh.
6, 7 times. So we just moved to Mexico, and then the momentum really picked up there. I don't want to say it's
Fantastic.
because of the interesting backdrops that I had of living in Mexico during the pandemic, but
It
it
helped.
bred a different type of confidence too. I started to experiment with TikTok a lot more and video content, and was going live every single day.
So
And
let me ask you a question. So you've been doing this for a while now, and you've worked in corporate doing this. You've set up your business doing this. Who do you help? Who do you work with, and what do they get by working with you?
Yeah, I usually work with a lot of service-based businesses and coaches. Actually, we have a handful of influencers and product-based businesses, but typically my content and the way that I teach is geared towards those helping other people, and how they can really leverage social to not only grow their business, but to make money through social and not just be on that constant hamster wheel of trying to post every single day with no real goal in mind. Because I feel like that happens, you see all these gurus, especially on Instagram, being like, you need to post 10 times a day. They don't really tell you why. And there's no roadmap. Like, what am I getting out of this? There's very little ROI from those types of short-term tactics, whereas we play a little bit more of a long game, and we want to create wealth and really leverage these tools for what they're good at.
So great point. You hit this. You hit the nail on the head. You said make money. So my audience are now listening. Make money is a good word, good sentence to say. Make money. I like that. Now, tell us your proprietary way of helping people utilize the internet or social media to make money.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, I love to experiment and tinker around with social. I pay a lot of attention to the way people navigate apps, what the actual user experience is, if it's the scrolling motion, the tapping motion, how people are kind of getting from point A to point B, what drives them to actually
Mm.
comment and start creating a community. And it was through this experimenting that I had a little bit of an aha moment, and I said out loud, holy crap, we've been using social media all wrong. Like, we've just been taught to continually post, but with no rhyme or reason. And as I started to look deeper into a platform, Instagram, really, really deep into how the algorithm was working, I was like, this isn't even a space that's designed to make people go viral on a consistent basis anymore. Instagram is really good at conversion and building a community. It is a community space. The algorithm is still very much run off of Instagram deciding what content to push.
Oh,
Maybe this is my tin hat coming on a little bit here, but they have said in many interviews that they are really the ones deciding. They're releasing new features called badges, that if you post a certain amount of times, they're going to push your content more. And
oh,
to me, I have a little bit of an issue with that. That's not organic
mm,
social. That's not my behavior determining what I see on my feed.
right.
Whereas TikTok, the exact opposite of that. TikTok is a discovery platform. It can get you insane reach, as I experienced. And it can change your life. It is meant for people to consume your content, and really a beautiful space for anybody who's creating content on a regular basis. So the Insta site is the concept that I came up with, and it really treats your Instagram now as a website. So think about all the information that you have on your website. You've got case studies, you might have some really great resources, deep dive tutorials, testimonials about you, about the team, yada, yada, yada. Now, the Insta site is set up like a website. It is a static grid. And the reason for that is a lot of studies are coming out now showing that I think it's about 43% of people are going to social media for their initial search of a brand or business before they Google somebody.
Oh, wow. So things are changing.
Things are changing. And the beautiful thing about social is it's free to use and you can get a lot more exposure because when people are doing their initial search, they're top of funnel, right? Mm-hmm. They don't know your name yet. They don't know the names of your programs, the keywords that you're using yet. But with social, you have the opportunity to show up when people are typing in keywords for your industry because it's public and it's made for the masses. So why don't we take that, what once was a Google search experience, and now bring it over to Instagram, which is where the eyes are going first now.
Right. I'm with you.
Okay. So you set up this Insta site, which is a static grid. Usually it runs from 15 posts to 30 plus posts, depending on your industry. And how you're actually going to drive traffic to your Insta site is by leveraging a platform like TikTok and these discoverability platforms. Another good one is YouTube, as well as LinkedIn is fantastic for organic reach. And you're going to create your content for those spaces that were meant for content creation.
Okay.
Get the visibility there.
Yeah. So I just want to pause for 1 minute so I can understand. You said Insta site. An Insta site is just is it a website that you plug this stuff into, or is that something they buy off the shelf? Well, what is an Insta site? Or is that something you created or designed?
Yeah, so you build your Instagram feed in this very aesthetic and strategic way that mimics the experience of a website.
Oh.
So your feed now is a static grid. You no longer post to your feed every single day. You're posting to a channel that will get you exposure and drive traffic to your feed like a TikTok.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, it's very novel. It's the first time I'm hearing that, I'm sure. I mean, you're the expert. You're in the space. That's why we love speaking to experts like you, because we learn something new every single day. Now, tell me something. Why don't more small business owners utilize the internet or social media to generate sales or income the way you're describing it? What stops them actually doing that or doing it well, really?
I feel like there's a lot of friction when it comes to, either using the platforms and creating content and actually like showing up. There's this feeling that it needs to be perfect. And I do believe that came from Instagram, because Instagram really started as we're showing the highlight reel. Yeah. It's beautiful. We've got these influencers showing us what they want us to see, and it's not as raw and authentic. But now we're going through this phase where that's what we're craving. I want to feel that one-to-one connection with someone. I want to see what your morning routine is, kind of the messy bits of life, because those are what are so relatable. So enter TikTok. That is TikTok's aesthetic, is I'm showing you the behind the scenes. You get to see a vlog of my day and what it really, really looks like. But there's still this conception that in order to show up, make money online, it has to be perfect. Right. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about how me being a hot mess really changed my life. And, this is just kind of how I show up in my content.
Go for it. Let's see what a hot mess looks like and how to turn things around. Go for it there, Amanda.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of examples, but the one that really stands out and was a turning point in my business and my life, and just really the way I think about selling online, because I even had a lot of resistance, and I cringed when I thought I had to say, click the link in my bio to get yada, yada, yada. I hated doing that. And I was like, there has to be a different way where I could just be myself and, go on about this and not cringe every time I try to quote unquote sell. So last year, we were renovating our house and we ended up living with my parents, which was like a whole experience. I never thought I would live with my parents again in my late 30s. And we were renovating our house. I still needed to post my content. And this was around the time that the InstaSite concept came to me. So I was building that, creating a lot of TikTok videos around it. I think I posted about the InstaSite 15 times. Okay. And then the 16th time, the video started to go viral. I recorded this video in my car so I could talk as loudly as I wanted to. It took me 10 minutes, top to bottom, to record it, to edit it, and to post it and do what it needed to do.
Right.
This video went viral on a unique concept to me, not just like a funny video where there's not really like a next step.
Right.
And within 4 months, I made over 6 figures from a 3-minute video that I recorded in my car.
Well, give you a round of applause for that. So have you unpacked that to say, okay, what worked in that instant? What worked in that video? What happened for all that to happen, to occur in that way?
So the funny thing is, I thought I messed up because I didn't say, click the link in my bio for the step-by-step guide and all the templates to build the Insta site. I didn't have a direct call to action at the end of that video. Okay. And I said, Amanda, you dum-dum, you missed a huge opportunity here. You need to let the people know that you have templates to go along with the strategy that you just showed. And I really walked people through it. You could essentially watch those videos without buying the guide or the templates and take notes and then execute it yourself if you wanted to. Right. That's how deep I went. I laid all the cards out on the table. So that was light bulb moment number 1, is give it away for free. Right. Because it's not the information people are lacking. We're in an information overload. Absolutely. It is the execution and the accountability.
Right. Right. I love that.
Right. Which, you as a coach will provide that for somebody. And me, and what I do as a strategist, I provide that for somebody. So it really didn't matter that I was essentially talking about the entire strategy and giving away the goods for free, because there's people out there, and a big chunk of them, that are like, well, I need help actually executing this, or I don't have time to execute this. So why don't I hire somebody to do that? And that's exactly what happened. And I was like, wow. So we don't even need to say, click the link in the bio.
People are not stupid. They'll find out, right?
That you know where the link in the bio is. Yeah, it's almost like as soon as somebody says that, you immediately get turned off. And you're like, well, now I don't want to click the link in your bio, but I was going to if you just didn't say that.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. I love one of the things you said, which is give it away, because there's so much free information out there anyway. And it's not about the information, because there's a lot of information, YouTube, all over social media, TikTok, etc. But it's about the execution and the accountability and the support to ensure it gets done. And so they get the result they want, rather than just watching another video, and never actually get into where they want to go or need to go. So I love that. And I also say it's not about information, it's about transformation. So the reason why you've come to me or you're watching this, you're looking at transforming something, whether it's your business, whether it's your money, whether it's your relationship, you're looking at transforming into something else. So I love that. Now, for those people listening and thinking, Amanda is talking a lot of sense here, how can they, I'm just jumping in and do that, and we're going to continue our conversation. How can they get hold of you? What's the best way for people to get hold of you, reach out to you, or if they need help, or if they need that accountability or the support or the execution side of things, what's the best way?
Well, I'm going to do a hard call to action here and say, click the link in my bio on
I love
TikTok,
that.
and
I
it
love
has
that.
anywhere you need to go. The website, email me, my other socials, it's all there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a really big lesson on now how do we sell on social. So this particular format of content became a staple and like my signature format now.
Hmm.
I show up, I do these deep dive tutorials. They're at least between 3 and 5 minutes long,
Okay.
and I give it all away for free.
And that's
I
on
do no
TikTok.
call to action.
Is that on
Mhm,
TikTok?
mhm.
Right. So you do no call to action, you just give it away and then they reach out to you. Now, what about people who are on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or whatever else is out there? How does that work? How can they utilize the same or similar strategy?
Yeah. So first it's understanding what are those platforms that I'm actually going to be using for
Mm,
social. And I always say you just need two. You need one that's going to get you reach and discoverability, enter TikTok, and you need one where you can nurture and you can convert, Instagram and the Insta site.
right.
Start there, build out from that. If you're not using TikTok and maybe you're a YouTuber or you love LinkedIn, those are still excellent discoverability platforms
Mm,
and great ways that you can, build thought leadership. You could post the original content and then really nurture them over on your Instagram.
got it.
So that's the whole point of pairing the two platforms together. Once you understand that, it's a matter of optimizing your bios across socials.
Mm,
So how I like to do it is I write one main bio and then I basically repurpose it and restructure it depending on the platform's character limits and just how the platforms kind of work. And then I go build the Insta site. So you've got this landing page, this
mm,
static grid. So if you go to my Instagram, you'll see the Insta site that I have up there.
okay.
And I'm then off to creating content. So I figured out a schedule that works for me to post TikTok. I'll amp it up every now and then if I'm approaching a sales cycle
Right.
or the holiday season
Right.
when I really want to have a lot more visibility. And then I scale back in the slower months when I can just kind of work on my client stuff.
Got it.
Um, so that's how I really use the strategy. Now, over on Instagram, if people still want to be using Instagram on a daily basis, I think stories, and I don't think I know stories are where it's at. This is where the attention is on Instagram. Now, the great thing about stories and the big difference between stories and a TikTok video is stories are for people who are already following you.
Okay.
So hence, they're deeper in the funnel.
Mm,
They're familiar with your brand. They know your name. They know the plot. You
right.
don't need to hook every single video
Right.
because you're just picking up where you left off.
Got it.
And this is where you can really start to create relationships. There's a lot of, relatability in stories. They're very authentic and personal to then convert.
Got
And
it.
I don't just mean conversion in the sense of like that person that's watching your story is now going to buy from you, because there's different types of audiences. Sometimes they will buy from you. Sometimes they've already bought from you. Other times they're not ever going to buy from you because they don't have a need for your product or service, but they know somebody who does. So they'll be the first one to refer you to somebody who needs your support. So understanding that is key too, that not every single person you interact with is a paying customer, but they all play a really important role in, shaping your business and building your community.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, listen, you are listening to the Business and Wealth Show with Amanda Kohal and Mac Attram. Now, I will do a soft close, soft call to action, which is, listen, if you are enjoying this, make sure you follow, you subscribe, whichever platform you're on, and also give us a thumbs up, give us an emoji, give us something, make some comments so we know what you got out of this. And I'm going to go back to Amanda in a moment to hear any last words she has. Well, actually, I have got a question, Amanda. I have got a question.
Okay.
I just remembered somebody asked me a question yesterday, and they said, Mac, I want to really amp up I want to start my Instagram because it's sleeping, it's not doing anything. What should I do? Should I be a specialist and they're a coach? Shall I just specialize in talking to a group of people on a specific subject, which was going to help them to improve their life and their business? Or should I be more general and talk about mindset and lifestyle and financial freedom and all these other subjects? What works best, being very specialized or being very generalized when it comes to Instagram specifically?
Definitely being more specialized, but there is a space for that broader, more general type of content. Again, you got to think about it as a funnel. So that broader type of content, you probably want to post on Reels where you'll get non-follower visibility.
Okay.
That more specific content, put it on your feed, talk about it in your stories. And then the deepest layer of all of your content is directly responding to people who are asking questions in your comments, asking questions in your stories, DMing you, reaching out to you directly, being responsive and being present in that. And if you have the ability and, it's not sensitive content, or you have permission to share it, share those responses in your stories on your page and show that you really do connect with your community, your audience, your clients.
Perfect. I love that. I love that. I love that. Listen, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Any last words, anything else you want to say or add that I haven't asked you, which is important and relevant for what we're doing here?
Decide on the platforms that you want to post on. You do not need to do it all. Simply pick two and then layer on from there based off of your capacity.
Fantastic. Refreshing. It's different from some of the gurus who, like you said earlier on, saying post 2, 3, 4 times a day, and you need to be doing that on every single platform, and you need to be everywhere, visible everywhere. So it's refreshing that the audience can make money, focus on a couple of platforms, go deep into that, add value, add good quality content, and get followers and get people into your community, into your audience, eventually buy from you. Amanda, thank you. It's been a pleasure speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being here on the Business and Wealth Show, everyone. I'm going to wish you a great, successful day and a great, successful week. Stay tuned for more awesome episodes like this one with Amanda. Until we speak again, bye for now.